It's a Jack's Data Premier matchup here to begin SFL Super Sunday in Week 7 of the Simulation Football League. Good evening, folks. I'm Tyler Falk. Welcome to Estadio Matt Wilson as the Mexico City Aztecs will take on the Canton Classics. Both teams sit 4-1. Both teams predicate themselves on both running the football and stopping the run. In the booth with me here this evening is none other than the Hall of Famer, Eddie Gage. Eddie, take it away.
Phil Nation, what up, dude? It's a birthday weekend, celebrate my mom's birthday. She's in town, feeling real good about things. But yo, this matchup is about Canton and Mexico City. I deemed it the matchup of the weekend. I think it's gonna come down to late in the fourth quarter. And in my opinion, whichever team can establish their dominant running game first and establish a two-score lead can get this ball game.
Canton number 1 in rushing yards on the ground with 176 average. Mexico City 5th in rushing yards per game at 143. But both teams allow less than 100 yards on the ground on defense. Who will be the toughest offense to take down? Who will run through the wall or stop by the wall? Here we go, Week 7 on Sunday. And here we go with a kickoff. This is the SFL in Week 7. On the return here for Mexico City is... a little return up to the 30-yard line, but indeed we mentioned a flag, an early bit of laundry on the field, and so it'll be knocking back the Aztecs a good 10 yards. That Jacob Morrison on the return. Unfortunately, flipping's the call on Arto's Pinner. Back up halfback, and that'll knock Mexico City all the way back to their own 15-yard line to begin matters here as Jordan Sipe takes the field under center for Mexico City. He'll begin today's contest. Under center with 2 tight ends left, 2 wide receivers right. A pass from the scrimmage, going near side. One-handed snag at the 20. A Markham just inside the 20 at the 19. That's a good catch by Jason Bartley. And let's introduce you to the rest of the Aztec offense. Ray Bentley and Jacob Morrison are the tailbacks with Buford Van Dam at fullback. Jason Bartley, Noe Terrazas, Anas Adobe are the wideouts with Bill Henry and Avante Richardson at tight end. Sitlamina Osalado and Obayanda and Tlatlani Supremo are on the line. Second down and run. Right about on the left-hand side was Ray Bentley, but he is caught by Kevin Brack at the line of scrimmage.
I am loving these helmets by Mexico City.
Absolutely. If you've noticed, some are regular, some have a little gold tint to them. That identifies the Hall of Famers on the field for the Aztecs. Third down test. Pass left side. It's bobbled. And incomplete, looking for Terrazas. It's a quick 3-and-out forced by this stout Canton defense.
I'm not sure if the defender blinded him from the football just for a moment, but that's a ball that should have been caught.
Well, out comes K.L. Barrett Jr. to try and bump this one away. Good high spiraling punt. That'll flip the field. And here comes the return. Only 3 yards on the return for Canton. That being Andrew Gibson on the return. And out comes Scar Patterson now here for Canton. He's one of the best quarterbacks in terms of QBR this season.
Absolutely. Coming into this game, 5th in the SFL at about 85.
Alongside 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season, and second best in terms of the completion percentage at 64.1%. 3 wide now here for the Classics on their own 43. Start with a run. The pulling guard couldn't get over in time. And good heat-seeking missile from John Fowler. The middle linebacker comes down and stops the tailback at the line of scrimmage. And let's introduce you to that Classic offense. Robert Johnson and Logan Lee are the tailbacks with Bill Henry at fullback. Ryan Owens, Andrew Gibson, Al Dilpree Sr., and Bob Lung are the wideouts with Talon Steele at tight end. Kira Kilgannon, Max Panglinga, and Adam Chance and Girth Law are the linemen, and a pass near side off the rollout, looking for Al Dilpree Sr. Couldn't find him. The hit jars the ball free. Third down.
Al Dilpree Sr. came into this game with 23 catches. That's more than double the second leading receiver on this team, Talon Steele, with 11.
Bunch set to the right. These defenses showing up early. Mexico City looking for a 3-and-out of their own. Patterson rolling, middle, caught on the run. A gain of about 16 for Ryan Owens.
Both of these teams early showing a lot of press man-to-man defense. Canton, the first to break the code, creates a first down.
Just cutting inside of the quarterback, Joseph Jefferson. He's not agile enough to turn with the wideout, allowing Owens to get open. Officially, it is a gain of 16 to just inside the 40-yard line. Blitz coming from off the edge, but really trying to find space to run and not finding any of it as Dan Tritz tackles him at the line, only a gain of 2. Let's introduce you to the Aztec defense, shall we? Skylar Kingsley, Evan Miller, A.K. Jones, and Dan Tritz are the defensive linemen, with John Osiris, Ziolia, and John Fowler at linebacker. Gerard Brody, Liam Ryan, Merrick Katera, Max Jackson, and Jeffrey Daggs are the defensive backs. Pitch
Great
right
block.
side. Good running, but even better tackling to save a first down. Robert Johnson nearly broke that one.
Talon Steele blocked 2 Mexico City would-be tacklers to enable that 8-yard run. That was very impressive.
Another heavy set here from Canton. All they need is a yard here. Fullback dive through the middle, going nowhere. Stopped just behind the line by John Fowler.
Talking to both these head coaches for their respective teams, and they both made it an emphasis to stop the run.
Here comes a 43-yard field goal attempt from the right hash for Rob Ems. That spot kick is up. And it is going to sail right. The league's leading kicker in field goals made coming into this week. A perfect 13-13. Now is his first blemish on the season.
I'm guessing he just misjudged the wind going right to left potentially, and just never got that ball sailing to the left.
And so
coming off that right hash mark.
It is a bigger open end to that side of the field there, Eddie, and it looks like that wind did play a little bit of havoc with Ems. But now the Aztecs will take over on their own 38-yard line. Four-man rush, quick hitter over the middle is nearly intercepted, almost immediately going back the way for Canton. DJ Kilgannon in with the deflection. Let's meet the rest of his friends on that defensive side of the football. Mike Gall, Jabril Kearse, LL Vogt, and Neil Rivers, the defensive lineman. DJ Kilgannon partners alongside Kevin Brackett and Mark Gronick at linebacker. Zachary Hamburger, Terrence Pearson, Joshua Doer are the corners, with King Jamal and Kanye Rockefeller at safety. 6:42 to play here in the first quarter. Still early goings, 0-0 on the scoreboard. Here south the border in Mexico City. Rollout, Sipe looking over the numbers, can't find his intended target. And Eddie, talk about these defenses already making big stops and really already causing a whole lot of confusion for these quarterbacks.
Well, we talked about it just on that last possession. Both teams love to play a lot of press man-to-man defense, and in that time, the receiver never got out of his route.
4 wide receivers with a tight end of the up position up to the right. Sipe is alone under center. He's back to pass, looking near side. Caught on the run, gets a block, past the 50, past the 45, and finally down goes Jason Bartley.
Jason Bartley was not even open when that pass was thrown. He was still trying to get out of his stance. You can see here on the replay, he's just fighting. But Jordan Sipe puts a lot of confidence in the young man and trust, because the pocket was breaking down. He had to get rid of it, and his receiver bailed him out.
And it seems like we're going to see plenty of that tight coverage all night long, as we alluded to earlier.
Here it is again. They're going to blitz off the strong side.
Indeed, they send the outside linebacker. Good pickup on the blitz coverage. Pass underneath, trying to turn around, and ultimately losing 4 yards is Noe Terrazas.
And the defender for Canton looks at him, get himself off the crapper, and tells him, get your weight up, because these Mexico receivers are having a hard time getting open.
Second and long here for Sipe. Looking underneath, unable to hook up with Nevante Richardson. Kilgannon there in coverage. And it brings up 3rd and a mile.
This Canton defense has come to play. They know they're on a road, and they brought their defense and their lunch pails with them because so far it's just been a struggle to even get a first down for Mexico City.
Sipe again under center with an empty backfield behind him. Same 5-wide look as was on second down and the third down earlier. Sipe rolling, now firing deep, and it's nearly intercepted by King Jamal. And instead, it's another turnover on downs for the Aztecs.
King Jamal is a strong safety. He does not have the coverage skills that his partners that play cornerback do. But yet, even though that play took forever to develop, he was still locked in with his receiver.
Turnover on downs via the way of this punt upcoming from Cale Barrett Jr. Little high spiraling punt. He has been phenomenal on just 2 punts. It's going to take a can't bounce back into the end zone. Down for a touchback. And Canton will try to march down the field once again and hopefully put the ball either through the uprights. Unfortunately, were they able to do that last time?
Absolutely. Don't want to start a drive and come away with points, especially when they had that great starting field position.
From their own 20-yard line. Pitch play, right side.
Great
Logan
tackle.
Lee cannot escape the excellent tackle. As Eddie mentioned, it's Max Jackson.
Max Jackson, a Hall of Famer. Canton came into this game with 2 running backs in the top 18 in number of carries in the SFL. Mexico City so far putting a big emphasis on stopping the run.
Only a total of 11 yards garnered on the run so far, but this little pitch play has been working wonders. Second time they've gone to it, and it's a first down. And unfortunately, Al Dillapre, Sr., is going to leave the game at least temporarily.
And if you're a Canton fan, you are hoping he's okay. As we said earlier, he's the team's leading receiver.
Fourteenth in the league. There's almost a considerable gap between him and Talon Steele.
Yeah, the tight end.
A 12 reception difference. Who steps up in his place? Talon Steele, the man in motion toward the near side. 1st and 10. And up through the middle, trying to find space. Unable to do it. It was quickly closed up by John Osiris.
And the way this game is developing, it looks like it's going to be a game of field position. Whoever can win the field position battle is going to put themselves in great position to win.
Empty backfield. 4 wide now here for Scar Patterson. Nickel look out of this Aztec defense. Patterson looks to drop it off to his right-hand side, but unable to haul it in was Steele.
Trying to get him involved with a soft touch out of the backfield just to get us in some kind of rhythm, but even that play fell to the carpet. Incomplete, 3rd down and 9. Both these teams been in a lot of 3rd and long situations.
Only 3rd pass the ball game for Patterson. He's 1 of 3. He needs to complete one here on 3rd and 9. Blitz coming from up the middle. Patterson does well to elude it. Hooks up with Talon Steele, and Max Jackson takes him down after a gain of 11.
Threw the ball right where the blitz came from. Scar read it, gathered his feet up under him, got set, delivered a nice ball, moved the chains.
It looked like John Fowler had a beat on Patterson, but just got a little bit discombobulated, allowing Patterson to look in Steele for the first down. Under 4 minutes to go here in the early goings. Patterson, quick hitter, one-handed snag in traffic. Ryan Owens hauls it down before Liam Ryan could lay the lumber on him.
Yeah, and Mexico City seemed to have a beat on that pass. Liam Ryan, he talked about it. He took that ball the whole way in. I thought he had a chance at deflecting that pass away.
6-yard pickup for Owens on 1st down, brings up 2nd and 4. They go to the fullback, trying to push it forward, but Fowler is there alongside Jeffrey Daggs to stop Robert Johnson Bill Cherry, excuse me, a yard before the sticks.
Bill Cherry came into this game second in the SFL in yards per carry at 5.7. So to bring him down short of the sticks is impressive.
3rd and 1 on the last drive resulted in a loss, but Scar Patterson takes it himself, picks up the yardage needed to move the chains.
Scar Patterson pulls out the do-it-yourself toolkit and picks up the first down in his zone, shocking everybody in this crowd.
See a lot of that from Fort Worth with Marcus Dunhill.
Yes.
Very rarely we see that in Canton, but they have been known to pull it out, and they pull it out in the nick of time to keep the drive alive. Pass underneath again, incomplete. Looking for Owens, that little arrow route was working here and there, but this time Ryan gets the better of him.
Yeah, that time Liam Ryan didn't bother thinking. He just reacted to what he saw.
Second and 10. As Canton go bunch side on the right-hand side, pitch in that direction. Logan Lee trying to scoot out. Pens off Max Jackson, but John Fowler finishes him off.
Great open field tackle just to slow Logan Lee down and allow your teammates to come over there and clean up the mess. Logan Lee is a hard man to bring down.
Besides Robert Johnson, right now all the other ball carriers are averaging 2 or less yards a carry. Patterson, middle, could hook up with Steele, and with Dillapre Sr. out, this Aztec defense has singled out Talon Steele.
As they should, coming in, like you said, the second leading receiver on the team. It's next man up mentality, and Canton, if she should Al not return to this game, other guys gonna have to step up.
First part of the ball game for Charles Brown. This one is a bit more air under it, looking to try and go near side. Takes a Canton bounce, but it ultimately sails into the end zone. That will also be down for a touchback. And as Jack Stata alluded to earlier in the week here, Eddie, it's been a defensive slugfest to begin matters here.
It has. I expected this. That's why I called it a game of the weekend, because both teams come in with a solid running game, but both defenses are great with stopping the run. So it's important to establish that lead first.
You want to check out that most recent power rankings article on our website, head over to simfl.net to see what we're talking about. First down, hits the helmet of the defender, intended for Bill Henry, incomplete.
One of the things that head coach Ramos Lynn talked about for Mexico City was getting the ball out quick.
Right now, he's really been trying to force his quarterback, Sipe, to throw a whole lot of passes. 3 of 9 to begin the ball game. Rollout, near side. Sipe, unload, double coverage. Incomplete. Henry again, the intended target. Mark Gronick, part of that double team, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and long again. I don't remember Mexico City at any point in this game having a 3rd and short situation.
They have thrown 10 out of their 11 offensive plays, and what we've been talking about this run game, it's nowhere to be seen at the moment.
No. Man to man.
This Canton defense really dictating the offensive struggles. Sipe having to roll, throws off his back foot, maybe his opposite arm, and it's 4th down.
I was just about to ask, is he left-handed? Because it looked like as he got turned around, he's trying to throw that ball with his off arm.
He's trying to imitate the man on the scoreboard, Matt Wilson. Unfortunately, Matt Wilson's Aztecs will have to punt it away, as Cale Barrett Jr., his 3rd punt of this first quarter, is a good one again. All the way back to behind the 40-yard line and eventually take it back to the 43. And you gotta credit, special teams matter too. These punters matter too, and Cale Barrett Jr. has had a night so far.
He has. For those who do not know, Cale Barrett used to be a wide receiver for the Mexico City Aztecs several seasons ago, but he retired and his son stepped up, put on a jersey, and now he's punting for the same team his dad played for.
His dad's got to be pretty proud of him, giving the Mexico City defense a chance to really control matters here. Logan Lee gets destroyed by Jeffrey Daggs after a pickup of 9.
Jeffy Daggs, not the biggest guy in the world, playing back there, playing safety, but he lowers his shoulder, gets the angle, and sends him to the turf.
Let's take a look at the height.
5'10", 207.
Against Logan Lee, 6'2", 190.
Yeah.
Jeffrey had his Wheaties this morning as Robert Johnson gets a little help with the tackle, and that will move the chains.
Slowly but surely, it looks like Canton is starting to figure things out offensively. We'll see if we can keep that momentum going, however.
That was the 12th run of the game. Here's the 13th run. Good shifty move from Logan Lee, trying to edge out Liam Ryan inside the 25-yard line. Beautiful open field running from Logan Lee.
Logan Lee is a power back, but watch this move. You don't see too many guys who are finesse with this kind of juke. Look there, left Osiris standing right there, left his shoe at the 50-yard line. My goodness, that was a very impressive run.
And that'll set him up at the 24-yard line of the Aztecs. Offset eye behind Patterson. And it'll be a run from Rojo. The left-hand side, nothing doing as Fowler alongside A.K. Jones are on the stop behind the line.
Second down to 11, first negative run play we've seen out of Canton.
That will take us to the end of the quarter. No score here from Mexico. It's the Aztecs nothing, Canton nothing. This is the SFL. Welcome back to Estadio Matt Wilson. Tyler Falk alongside Eddie Gage here in the booth. Special thanks to Corey Menner and Ramos Lynn and the stats truck. And of course, our producer is SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Back at SFL Studios, we might get a game break as soon as the other game alongside ours goes on, but that pass over the middle intended for Steele, incomplete. And the big story out of that first quarter was the aforementioned Al Dillapre Sr. going out injured, and that being the second leading receiver for Canton. Talon Steele being a lot more involved.
He was blanking on that play. That pass would have went elsewhere.
4 wide here on 3rd and 11. 5-man rush. Patterson still rolling, trying to get out of it. Kent! Evan Miller gets into the sack and a loss of 6.
Loss of 6, but I wonder just which direction the ball, the wind is blowing, because who knows, they might have knocked him out of field goal range. Let's see what Canton does here.
Second sack of the season for Evan Miller. Sack number 7.5 in total. They will indeed trot out Rob Ems, who missed from the same distance on the opposite side of the field. He pushed it right there. This time he's going to try and hook it left, and it sneaks in through the left upright this time around. And he's right back on track, and Canton take the opening salvo of the ball game. It's 3-0.
Like a cornerback who gets beat deep on a play, sometimes it gets stuck in your mind. They tell you to forget about it, move on to the next play. But Rob Ems does that. He puts it behind him and nails that 47-yard field goal.
And we are back and underway here. Here comes the return from Jacob Morrison up to the 23-yard line and no further. Unfortunately here, Eddie, it's been 2 3-and-outs and then a longer 7-play drive that resulted in a punt as well. So what do the Aztecs here have to do to try and get more than 18 yards going in the second quarter?
Well, number one, they have 0 yards rushing. Got to get that run game involved to help take some of this pressure off the quarterback.
Only seen 1 run, that been from Ray Bentley. Here is run number 2 finally, and Bentley trying to shove off a few defenders. Does well enough to get positive yards.
Looked like he's going to be stuck behind the line for a loss of about 1 yard, but he somehow keeps fighting, keeps the legs churning, and picks up 1.
Bentley back in the backfield. Here on 2nd down. 6 down linemen here for Canton. Now they all shuffle into a 4-4 look. Ron near side. Bentley gets a good block on the edge. Another good block on the edge. And Bentley is racing down the field out near the 45-yard line.
And if you're a Mexico City fan, you would have liked to saw some of this earlier, as you alluded to. Mexico City came out very pass-heavy in that first quarter, but here early in the second, it's starting to get back to what got them here with 4 wins so far in the season.
He did well enough to tightrope up the sideline, eventually getting to the 46. All told, he will take a much-needed rest on the sideline as Jacob Morrison checks in. Here with 4 wide receivers, trips to Sipes right. Linebacker shift again, blitz coming from out the edge. Sipe picked it on the run! Back the other way goes Mark Gronick inside the 30-yard line. Sipe trying to chase him down, and Gronick is going to be hopping mad at the referee who was impeding his way down the sideline.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Had the referee not gotten his way, who knows how far that goes. But first time tonight we've seen Canton come out in a zone blitz, confused Jonathan Cyrus, and he just threw a ill-advised throw straight into the hands of Mark Gronick.
And that's your real number 12 right there, helping out the Aztec offense on defense and stopping Gronick at the 19. And so here comes Canton, looking to turn that turnover into points as they start this drive from the red zone. Pitch left side, leaping over a defender and gaining 4 yards is Logan Lee.
The way this game is going thus far, Mexico City has to limit Canton to a field goal attempt here. Bear defense.
Heavy eye in response. Here for Canton, run, middle, Lee, it's Rojo, who gains about 8 yards, and it's 1st and goal, Classics.
Mexico City lined up in a bear defense with 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and a safety, all within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. And Canton did not care. They ran the ball right up the A-gap and picked up the first down.
They are classically trained, as one would say, in the art of running the football. It's why they're the best rushing team in the league. And at this time, one of the best rushing defenses gets there. The linebacker Osiris stops Logan Lee at the line of scrimmage.
I remember playing Mexico City a few weeks ago, and Jonathan Cyrus was a pain in my rear end all week long in practice.
They have eyes to get to the ball carrier and the hustle to do so as the defense shifts to the inside, expecting something over the middle. Patterson looks underneath, caught by Steele, maybe only a gain of a yard, as Jeffrey Daggs and Merrick Itera tap him down.
Second time we've seen Canton dial that play up, and neither time has it been successful. 3rd down.
Bunch on the left-hand side. Defensive line trying to play contain. Patterson to the end zone. It's pitched to the end zone! The defense comes up with a clutch. It's
the
none other than Hall of Famer, Jeffrey Daggs.
Jeffrey Daggs bails out the defense after they were put in a horrible position in terms of field position starting this drive, and to come away with 0 points has to be very deflating for Canton here on the road.
And so they trade turnovers. What fireworks are we seeing here tonight, and what fireworks will we see in Baltimore as the SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th to the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency. That pass with a one-handed catch by Jason Bartley. As you can always overlook the inner harbor of Baltimore and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast, you can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. 6-yard pickup from Bartley.
My room is reserved, Tyler. I'm ready.
Oh, I gotta plan that out just a little bit. I have a wedding that I'm a part of. I should say. I'm getting married.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I gotta get married in April and then plan a honeymoon and then plan for the SFL convention. But here's a good little fullback run by Van Dam. Buford Van Dam picks up the first down.
And had his own man, I believe that was his own man who got in his way. It is, trying to make a block. He might have still been running.
While this rushing attack had 0 yards in the first quarter, here in the second, they already have a total of 28. 5 and nearly a half to go. Sipe middle, incomplete. It seems like Sipes just trying to force a pass. I know we were talking with Ramos Lynn earlier who wants that kind of pass, but
Yes.
Canton's all over it.
Those three-step drops and that play design right there was designed for man defense, but on that particular occasion, Canton was in cover 3 with a robber over the middle.
2nd and 10. Still opportunity here to try and get a good setup for 3rd down. They roll with Bentley, who gets smacked backward a yard. Good stop by King Jamal in the backfield, and it brings up 3rd and 11.
Mexico City has been in 3rd and long on every occasion thus far today.
3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, another 3rd and 14. Sipe rolling, can't escape the pressure, and LL Vogt comes up with a sack. Both teams have a sack on the board now, and the Aztecs will punt.
And Canton have been playing zone pretty much every time that Mexico City was lined up in 3rd and long situations. This time they were playing man. This time they came out in the zone look, and it confused Jordan Sipe.
First sack on the season for LL Vogt, now crossing over double digits in their career.
Nice punt.
Another good punt from Cale Barrett Jr. Even a decent return of about 5-6 yards. And we could go on and on about Cale Barrett Jr. or this Aztec defense, which just kept them in this ball game.
Oh, without a doubt, their defense for both these teams keep them in a ball game. But with 4:36 left, Canton is trying to make this a 2-score lead.
Canton's going to come out here and look to throw on 1st down. 4 wide receivers, one of them in motion, off to the left-hand side. Pass out to Steele, left-hand side. Daggs is there, only a 2-yard pickup.
I'm not sure this is a wrinkle that they've added to their book this week or what, but we've seen them run that route. It's called a zero route where you dash straight toward the sidelines. It has not worked yet.
Might be due to the fact that we still do not see
Al Delapree
Sr. still on the field. 4-man rush here on 2nd down, nearly getting to him. Nice catch near the sideline. Ryan Owens near midfield.
And that right there, what you call composure in the pocket, as they were starting to collapse and break down on him. But he finds his man, keeps his eyes downfield, gets off a great ball, and Ryan Owens moves the chains.
Patterson gets rid of that ball a half a second later. Dan Tritz is taking him down for sack number 2 of the game.
You're right.
5 out of the last 10 passes complete here for Patterson. He's got 20 yards on his last 2 completions. Looking for more. Talon Steele gets behind John Fowler, and he's inside the 35 of Mexico City.
You saw the same thing I saw, because Scott was actually sitting there patting the ball, waiting for him to clear that zone to get it over his head just in time before the safeties got there. That's a great decision by Scott Patterson.
Play zone against a good quarterback. All they have to do is look for the holes in the zones, find their man, and Steele again. 4th reception of the game for Steele. Just under 40 yards as Patterson again to throw underneath. Incomplete.
Lehman's having a great first half of Mexico City. He's jarred that ball loose about 3 times now.
That's some of those untrackables we don't always keep.
That's right.
Keep in mind, but he's a valuable member of the secondary, and he's on display here tonight. Pass again underneath. This time it is caught. Looking for more room. Gaining about 5 yards is Bob Lung. Only 4th reception of the season for Bob Lung.
Gonna need every man to step up today, depending on how long Al is out.
Third and 5. Patterson will look to pass. Rolling near side. He's under pressure, and Dan Tritz finally gets to him. Nearly had him early in the drive, but sets him back a few yards. And now it's decision time for Canton.
Decision time indeed. It'll be about a 49-yard field goal from this very spot, I believe. And you're right, that was a slow developing play. Tritz actually looped around the offensive line to make that play, and they got to punt this ball away. That's
disappointing. They made one from 47, missed one from 47, not going to try one from close to 50. And here comes Charles Brown, who tries to angle it toward the near sideline. A good punt. It's going to
Great
drop
punt.
into the 5.
Oh,
And
great.
Beautifully done by the Canton special teams. And Mexico City's backed up in the shadow of their own goalposts.
How often do you see a man snag the ball out of the air, didn't even allow it to bounce and hit the turf?
That'd be Reggie Tung hauling it in for Canton, and now the Aztecs have their work cut out for them. 2:19 to go here in the first half. They have to go 95 yards to hit Pater. They start with a run to the near side. Bentley a little bit confused, saw the rusher come off the edge, and so cut it back inside. 2-yard gain on the play.
That was a great block by Buford Van Dam. I know he only got 2 yards out of it, but Buford did his part.
That play brings us to the 2-minute warning. Canton hold a very slim 3-0 lead over the Aztecs. 2 minutes to go here in quarter 2. Tyler Falk, Eddie Gage here from Estadio Matt Wilson. Nearing the end of the first half here as Canton and the Classics lead 3-0 over the Mexico City Aztecs. Another run here from Bentley, and he can gain nothing. In fact, he's going to lose a yard, bringing up 3rd and 9.
And considering what his ball is going to be spotted, I would not be surprised if Mexico City runs this ball again and try to give their punter some room. And should they not pick it up, Canton's going to be a great position to score to close out this first half. Oh, they're going to go empty. Wow.
Empty and look to pass. Dangerous if you go back too far. Sipes got to have that spatial awareness to know where he is. Looks like it's man coverage here for Canton. Minute 28 to go. Sipe has time, looks middle. God, what a spectacular snag by Jason Bartley. And that's our nice hands catch the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K 23.
Jason Bartley, the only receiver on this team with productive yards after the catch. He comes into this drive. That's his 4th catch. Only other receivers, Noe Terrazas, he has 1 catch for -4 yards.
And at 5 to go. Quick snap. Sipe looking to Bartley again. Can't do it. Blanketed in coverage.
Yes. Took the words right out of my mouth. He was beat up at the top of the route, and I'm surprised he was even able to break out and try to even make a play on the ball.
Josh Radura providing excellent coverage there on the outside, and now they flip the formation here on 2nd down.
Pair slot, 2 tight ends to his right.
Play action. Sipe tries to go, and he runs, looking for the 1st down marker, and he gains a good 7 yards. And that sets up 3rd and short as the clock will roll.
I like that decision. There was nowhere to go. Canton doing a great job closing the airspace between themselves and the receivers.
He's gotten smarter as he's had more time here in the league. Already threw 1 interception today. Doesn't want to force another pass with how good coverage that the Canton Classic defense is on. 30 seconds to go. Run by Bentley. Gains only a yard. There will be a timeout.
By Canton.
We'll only have 2 timeouts left, and we'll get the ball after this punt.
Canton's defense, both defenses really, but Canton's defense coming here on the road in a hostile environment like Mexico City, not an easy place to play, and that defense has brought their lunch pails with them today.
A little surprised, Eddie, that Mexico City is punting this one away as they will have to kick the ball off to begin the second half.
Not at all. They're deep in their own end.
Smart man there as the return here for the Classics gets them all the way up to their own 39-yard line. Leonard Coles there on the return in relief of Al Dillapre Sr., who indeed has not returned to this ball game and might not return at all this afternoon, but we'll get an update at halftime to find out what has happened to the leading receiver in Canton. Right now, it's still a 3-0 ball game. The Canton Classics do hold that lead. 20 seconds to go. And they have 2 timeouts left. Pitch play, left side, Logan Lee out of a tackle. Max Jackson drags him down just short of the line to gain. And Canton will be content with this 3-0 lead headed into halftime, Eddie. I love a little low-scoring game and a little defensive slugfest. We've seen a lot of high-scoring games throughout this SFL season, but it's nice to see the defenses get their reward.
They found a timeout.
And they want to try for one last play, it would seem. Maybe some extra fireworks here to end the half.
Wow. I mean, considering the field position, if they were to take a shot deep, I wouldn't mind it, but they're going to line up here in the eye.
Let's see if one of the backs can break it long. 5 down linemen run up the middle, and that'll get to the midfield logo. A first down from Rojo, but that is it. End of the first half. One of the lowest scoring ball games this season. It is 3-0 in favor of the visiting Classics, Eddie. How about this one?
Canton has come on the road here in Mexico City, south of the border. And although the score may not indicate it, I like the way they've dominated on defense and controlled the ball on offense. Mexico City, on the other hand, they seem to be getting away from themselves a bit. Jordan Sipe has 16 pass attempts here in the first half alone. He's only completed 5 of them, so he has not gotten into any type of groove. Once they did get into a groove, they got Hall of Famer Ray Billy involved, and that seemed to help things out a bit, but then he got right back away from him again. If Mexico City is going to get back into this ball game and make it a competitive one, they got to find a way to get him the ball a bit more often and make this a more balanced offense.
So just like the players and staff, we will also take a break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
It's an Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Quick into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com. As we welcome back to a Stadium at Wilson, and we are back and underway here in the second half. Tyler Falk and A-Gage on the call. Thanks for joining us here this Sunday evening as the return, and the ball's loose! And quickly dived on again by a member of the Clackers. Ellis is there, saving the blushes of Andrew Gibson.
Yeah, that almost turned to a disaster because Mexico City was set up already in field goal range, so they recovered that football.
And it seems like 3-0 seems to be the story of the weekend over in Indianapolis. It's Albuquerque 0, Indianapolis 3, just under halfway to go in the second quarter. First play from scrimmage is a pass to the right-hand side, intended for Owen, just a bit too far that time.
John Osiris came on a blitz and forced that ball out early, which led to that incompletion. Cover 3 versus Robber.
And those numbers tell the story. Aztecs have had very precious momentum, very few precious momentum on offense, and the Classics have been able to rely on this run game by one of their tailbacks, Logan Lee and Robert Johnson. But there's another injury this time.
John Fowler down.
One of the crucial stalwarts of that linebacking core is slow to get up.
Not what you need against a team like Canton. Did you see how strong Logan Lee was on that play? There was an attempted tackle, and he tried to grab his leg, and he just fought right through it and picked up 2 more yards.
He keeps them legs churning with 5.7 average yards per carry. The Fowler, he was the leading tackler before he came out injured, was 6. Now it's 3rd and 2. Who steps up in his place? Run up the middle, and without Fowler there, and the backup, Kenyatta Wright, unable to stop Bill Cherry. It's a first down for the Classics.
And you just wonder, coming into this game, does Mexico City have the same mentality they played against Arizona a few weeks back when they kept those safeties near the line of scrimmage? So far, we haven't seen much of it today.
I formation here again here for Canton. Run near side. Logan Lee, 3 yards, no further.
And that's the man I think is going to have to step up. John Osiris, number 50 for Mexico City.
Back to the line they come here on 2nd and 7. Another heavier look. Offset eye behind Patterson. Fullback dive, Bill Cherry looking for somewhere to move, and he is taken down by Coltziolia, getting in on the action for the first time today.
Mexico City got away with one that time because they shifted their linebackers over to the outside, and had he got away from that offensive lineman who was in his way, that's a first down.
Ilya, a rookie this season with his first tackle of the game. Patterson with time, looking middle, hauling it in. Andrew Gibson, classic first down.
Merrick Itera just missed tipping this ball away. Look at this on a replay. Watch this. Oh.
Just seems like the Aztecs are just a half step behind on this drive, allowing the Classics to continue their march downfield. Offset single back behind Patterson. Talon Steele in motion toward the near side. Nickel look out of Mexico City. Run, lead, trying to find his way, breaking off at least 3 tackles and still rolling over another defender for a 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, it's like the just wear and tear that Canton just puts on your body as a defender. Just listen to Marshawn Lynch when he just says no one wants to sit there and get pounded on over and over and over again. And that's what Canton does to you with this running back duo.
Just under half his yards today have come after contact. Logan Lee is paying the price with his body, and these defenders are feeling it. Run, Robert Johnson stood up at the line of scrimmage. Great heads-up tackle from Yulia.
3rd down and 3. Canton wants to be very careful with the football here to give them an opportunity to put up points should they not convert. 4-4 defense, and they're blitzing off both edges.
Fullback dive, and Cherry gets it. Just barely beating A.K. Jones for the first down.
I was surprised that he was even in position to pick up that first down because they were blitzing off the edge on both sides, and knowing that's a recipe to disaster when you run up the middle.
Now they're well within field goal range here on the 28-yard line. Robert Johnson being motioned out of the backfield. Under 7 to go in the 3rd quarter. 5-man rush. Patterson under pressure. Down he goes again. A.K. Jones again.
The former Las Vegas Fury came over here with a bunch of his buddies in free agency, and he's paying off dividends here as this going to temporarily knock Canton out of field goal range.
Second TFL of the ball game. First sack of the night. And now this defensive line has a total of 3 on Patterson this evening. Against Patterson, who was in the top 10 of being sacked the least.
Yeah.
Patterson is deflected off the kneecap of Evan Miller.
For a moment there, I thought we were going to see a repeat performance of the game yesterday between Fort Worth and Arizona when a defensive lineman, Alex Constantine, picked it up and ran into the end zone.
EBU's giving about 5 yards of space between them and their opposite number on the offense. Patterson with a 4-man rush. Rolling.
Look out.
And Miller hits him, but Trentz finishes him off! 2 sacks! Knock him out of field goal range! And the defense comes up in the clutch again!
If Canton is just careful with the football and just has no negative yardage on these last 2 plays, this is easily a 6-point lead. But now they're going to be forced to punt, and Mexico City's defense is just keeping them in a ball game despite the field position their offense continues to give up.
There's only 3 points on the scoreboard. These defenses are just on display, and these offenses having to try and pick their way.
What are you doing?
Trying to return it from inside the 5?
No.
Holy cats!
From day one, you're taught as a returner, anything inside the 5, you let that ball bounce into the end zone. But for whatever reason, he decides to field it, and Ramos is on the sideline giving him the business right now.
For the second time today, Mexico City will start a drive from inside their 10-yard line. And this run game has gone almost nowhere. Under 40 yards in total in the game from all running backs. And there will be no gain here as the defense swallows up the tailback. Heads up tackle there for Mark Gronick.
And in our other game, another defensive slugfest in the second quarter, Indianapolis leads Albuquerque 6-0.
Game of field goals and stout defense from all four teams here in this early black block on this SFL Super Sunday here in week 7. Good little run here up the middle from Jacob Morrison. That's a 5-yard gain. Ties his, actually that is his longest run of the night, his only run of the night.
DJ Killigan stopped the first down. He actually came from behind to bring him down. Great hustle play by him.
Empty backfield from the 11-yard line.
Cover 12.
Third down has not been kind to Mexico City. They're only 2 of 7. Sipe will throw as he rolls to his left-hand side with time. Over the middle, incomplete. Terrazas was there, but so was King Jamal.
King Jamal was not having it. And again, we've seen that secondary for Canton all game long. Despite the amount of time Jordan Sipe has back there in the pocket, they are glued to these Mexico City receivers. That decision to field the ball at the 5-yard line was costly.
Now we'll see Cale Barrett Jr. pump from his own end zone. He has been spectacular. He will try and get it past the 50 and does. And the return here through the middle gets back onto the Mexico City side of the field. As Leonard Coles is stopped at the 48-yard line. And now this Aztec defense will have to go to work again to stop the Canton offense, which they've done pretty well here tonight.
Should Mexico City go on and win this ball game, Cale Barrett, better get a game ball.
4:14 to go here in the third quarter. Pitch play near side. Logan Lee trying to spin out of a tackle. Cannot. Don Davis coming in relief for John Fowler with the tackle.
Jeffrey Daggs, who was in a cover 3 look, recognized that run play, tried to make a break on the ball, but Canton did a great job of blocking and getting him out of there.
One tight end near side, I formation behind Patterson. They'll try and run up the middle with Robert Johnson. Davis alongside Daggs. Bring down Rojo after a gain of 3.
And I don't know how many times I've said this today, but this is a big third down for Canton. Trying to take advantage of this starting field position.
Third down today for the Classics. Converting on about 50%, 6 of 12. Patterson from the logo, under pressure again from Trent. Trent's in there for his 3rd sack of the game!
Speaking of game balls, should they win this game, Dan Trist, that's a hustle play. That's a coverage sack. No one was open, and Scott tried to run for the first down, but Dan Trist, this man is an athlete, able to track down Scott from behind. That's very impressive for the young man. He better get a game ball too, should Mexico City go on to win this game.
Keeping the Aztec offense alive as the punt from Charles Brown again. Has the return man learned from his lesson? Yes, he has. And it does take a bounce into the end zone. Town for a touchback. And it's still 3-0. This time the Aztecs will start from their own 20-yard line. Al Dillapre Sr. out. John Fowler out. Those have been the stories of the ball game.
Yes.
Dillapre for Canton's offense and Fowler for Aztec offense. And we'll get a more in-depth injury report for you after the turn of the quarter. 2 minutes, 53 seconds from the end of the third quarter. Aztecs back on the field here on offense. I formation against a 4-3 look out of Canton. Run up the middle. Bentley. It's been tough sledding against this Classic defense, and it's Mike All with the stop this time.
Mike All looks like he just left the gym. Did you see him stand up? That man look like he's about 6'8", 350 with muscles on his earlobes. My goodness.
He's a monster. He's just a little bit under that 6'6", 269. Nice pounds there. Blitz coming. Sipe has to get rid of it underneath. Somehow by Bartley for a gain of 9.
Bartley has been the receiving offense for Mexico City thus far today. And how Jordan Sipe got that ball out of his hands, I have no idea.
3rd and short. One of the rare times we've been able to say that for Mexico City tonight.
Yes.
And they rely on that run game. Fullback dive. Yes, they can. I think the last time they had a 3rd and 1, they also went the way of BVD, Buford Van Dam, to pick up the first down.
And Mexico City's offense is showing where their bread and butter is. They're coming to this game with almost as many rushing attempts as Canton has. And for them to be able to play the ball at their pace, they need to stay in these 3rd and short situations.
I'd love to see a lot more of BVD blocking for Ray Bentley, because right now that seems to be the way forward. It's been working so far. 8 defenders in the box. Sipe looking middle. There's that man-to-man coverage we were talking about in the first half that Mexico City were looking for, and Bartley is connected with for a gain of 9.
And when Ramos Lynn, head coach for Mexico City, told me the game plan was to get the ball out quick, I knew exactly what he meant. He wants a bunch of 90 plays, as in 3-step drops. See it, grip it, rip it, and get it out of there to a receiver.
2nd and short. Van Dam rechecks in. Be given the quick up the middle handoff. Another 4-yard gain for Van Dam. Keep giving him the football.
And keep yourself in these 3rd and manageable situations.
3rd carry. He's the 2nd leading rusher. He's ahead of Jacob Morrison and only about 7 yards shy of Ray Bentley tonight. He's only touched it about 1/3 less times as Bentley gets called on here. Only a gain of about 2.5 this time.
Ray Bentley hasn't, other than that one run we saw for 20 yards in the first half, he's been shut down pretty effectively by Canton so far.
Empty backfield here for the Aztecs. Sipe rolling, all trying to find him. Pass across his body. Terrazas on the crossing route. Can't connect with it again.
How many teams, how many defenses in the SFL can lock onto receivers the way Canton does? I can't count, but maybe Florida. Otherwise, it's been a hard time for Mexico City gathering any separation to come up with these completions on 3rd and long.
They're going to flip the formation here on 3rd and long. Another empty backfield. Sipe will throw across his body again. Terrazas cannot haul it in again. 4th down.
Jordan Sipe is now 7 of 21 on a day. That is 33% passing. And yet he finds himself down only 3. You got to count your lucky stars, get to the sidelines, figure out what's going on, and make some changes, because this offense for them right now is not working.
6 targets, 1 completion for -4 yards to Terrazas. I don't think I've ever seen a wide receiver's numbers go backward from week to week, Eddie. But right now it might as we hit the end of the quarter. Canton 3, Aztecs nothing. Stand by for League Rights.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to Estadio Matt Wilson. Here's the injury update. John Fowler and Al Dillapre Sr. Unfortunately for Dillapre, he's out. Fowler might return, but it is doubtful at the moment. It's Canton 3, Aztecs nothing. It's been an old school slugfest here south the border.
Is it just me, Tyler, or does elbow tendonitis seem like something you can just shake off and get back out there?
Well, I've never really had elbow tendonitis. I've injured my hip rotator cuff. That's another story for another day. But I just might need to rub on it or something. And is that just me, or did Logan Lee go backward for one of the times today?
I think that's the 2nd time today he's been tackled for a loss, but nonetheless impressive by Mexico City's defense.
They have been impressive for all 3 quarters up to this point, and starting off quarter number 4 strong as well. Patterson looking underneath, finds Talon Steele, who gains maybe a yard, And for one of the rare times today, Canton only forced to go 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's the 4th time they've dialed that play up, and every time it's gone to Talent Steel because they're forcing them to dump the ball off by covering everything else deep.
4 wide, blitz coming from up the middle. Patterson trying to get out of the pressure, looking for space, finding open yardage, gains about 16 yards, and a Canton first down.
And I almost saw that play coming because pre-snap, the Hall of Famer for Mexico City, Jeffrey Daggs, and whose name is, I'm drawing a blank, forgive me, are both set out wide, and it just opened up the middle of the field like the Red Sea, and Scott Patterson picks up the first down.
He keeps the drive alive for the Class 6. 1st and 10 now from the 33-yard line. Pitch play left side. Logan Lee, nothing doing.
Pre-snap, that's like a smart decision to toss that ball out because, as you can see, Mexico City continues to play that strong side safety down, anticipating running to the other side of the field.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Another run, near side. Logan Lee on the give. Spins out of one. Osiris taken for a ride. And Lee finds 11 yards.
That should have been 3rd down and 4, but Logan Lee took it upon himself to just continue fighting, spent off the would-be tackler of Jeffrey Daggs and picks up the first down, reminding Jeffrey, hey, you're a safety. I'm a power back. Get out of my way, son.
2 first downs on this drive. They try and hold on to this 3-point lead and try and extend it. Pitch play. Robert Johnson rolls over Max Jackson for 8 yards. And this ground game kicking it into high gear now.
Yes, they are, and that's the play I was talking about. They're anticipating that toss to that side as they keep Max Jackson down in the box all game. And this time, Mexico City was prepared for it, and he still picked up 8 yards.
A solid day on the ground, nearing 150 rushing yards in total now for this Canton offense. Looking for 2 more in the first, but nothing doing. The man himself is there with TFL number 4 tonight.
Dan Triss is having one hell of a game. This is a big 3rd down.
7 tackles, 2nd most on the team. 3 sacks, 4 TFLs, both leading the team and the game. Run, pitching inside. Max Jackson there to try and stop him. Can't do it. Robert Johnson converts the first down.
Rojo, they like to call him. Coming over from LA, he's been here a few seasons now, and he's doing a great job serving as the backup here in Canton.
It's a long drive now forming here for the Classics. Play number 9 is a play action. Patterson, middle, and Jeffrey Daggs again! Johnny on the spot, picked off his first in the end zone, picks another one off as the Classics were driving.
Jeffrey Daggs, it was all starting to look bleak as Canton was putting a drive together, but just in time, the Hall of Famer picks up his 2nd interception of the season to give the ball right back to his offense and pretty darn good starting field position.
Just like that, the Aztecs are back on the field on offense. They've had nothing to show for it. At least on the first turnover from Daggs, they had to punt that time too. Now can they turn it into points? At least a field goal to tie is what they need. Side, right side, caught. Bartley up the field, spinning out of a tackle, chasing down a man, inside the 20, inside the 10, and knocked out of bounds on the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Mexico City.
Jason Bartley is having one of the better games he's had in quite some time, as he has literally put the offense for Mexico City on his back. That was an 8-yard out route, and he turned it into a significant gain, setting up Mexico City 9 yards away from pay dirt.
How about this for a stat? The receiving corps for the Aztecs, 105 yards for Bartley, -4 yards for anyone else. Side, right side, Bill Henry's first catch, looking inside the 5 and taken down at the 4.
Bill Henry got to the top of his route. He ran another 0 route. We've been seeing a lot of that today. And as soon as he got to the sidelines and turned around, the ball was already about 2 yards away from him. He was lucky to be able to hold on and bring that catch in. Listen to this crowd.
Estadio Matt Wilson getting wild now. Second and goal from just inside the 4. Fullback dive. Third down! Touchdown, Mexico City!
And Albie Van Dam. Buford picks up his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and he couldn't come up with a better time. Canton may challenge that. I'm not quite sure he crossed the plane, but we'll see what they decide to do here. But for now, Mexico City is on the verge of taking a 4-point lead, extra point pending.
No challenge. Aztecs take the first lead off of the game's first touchdown in just over 34 minutes of game time. 7-0 Mexico City. And I don't know about you, but I don't know how many likes we have on this video. I can already tell you it's not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support as the Aztecs avoid their first shutout in team history. And here comes Gibson looking for more fireworks. He takes it all the way up to his own 33.
5 minutes and 42 seconds left in this ball game. Is not a factor just yet, but Canton, who has yet to cross the end zone themselves, needs to try something different a bit here in an attempt to put points on the board. A field goal will not do it.
And the passing attack for Scar Patterson, while it's been okay, he's completed 50% of his passes, has thrown the ball twice. An update from the Mexico City sideline. It appears the offensive coordinator was not wearing his brown pants
Great
today.
block.
Logan Lee off the left-hand side, stopped by Jeffrey Daggs, the man who got the interception to set up the touchdown scoring drive.
And that is like a promising run of about 8 or 9 yards, but Jeffrey came up and closed the hole up very quickly. Look at this defense.
That 10 men in the box here for Mexico City. Fullback dive, nothing doing. As the Aztecs collapse, Yolia their 3rd tackle of his young career.
In such a situation, Scar Patterson has to recognize that and call an audible to either a pass or a toss to the outside.
3rd and 6, a crucial 3rd down if there ever was one. Patterson underneath, caught, short of the line to gain. Daggs along with Davis tap him down.
What does... Oh, they're going to challenge it. I think they're going to lose it.
Canton doesn't like it, and so it is going to be a challenge thrown by Coach Ray Donaldson. And so we will take a retroactive look at the play, brought to you by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com as we go under the hood.
I can't necessarily blame him for the challenge, as Ryan looked like he was touched down. Oh, that might be a first. He wasn't touched until he's actually crossed the line of game.
Owen slid. I can't tell. Ryan's in the way.
Close. Yeah.
Maybe the ref's got a better angle.
Oh, it stands.
They lose the timeout.
Oh.
It is 4th and inches. Now what do you do if you're Ray Donaldson?
Under 5 minutes left, and you just lost a timeout, so you're down to 2. But considering the field position, I almost punt this ball away and play defense. But they're on the field.
It's 4th and fishing wire.
Yes.
Estadio Matt Wilson on their feet.
Watch the sneak.
4th and inches. Patterson, hands off, and they'll get through and more. A gain of about 5 for Rojo.
Well, you know what? Come to think of it, you got the #1 rushing offense. If you can't pick up a few inches, you don't deserve to win this game. Why not go for it?
1st and 10. After the first down conversion, 4 wide here for Patterson. Blitz coming. Pass underneath, caught. Wide open. Ryan Owens to the 40-yard line. They're marching down the field.
It almost looked like Mexico City came on a blitz on a corner, but I couldn't quite see from that angle.
Take a look again. It was the outside linebacker.
Yeah.
John Osiris on the blitz. Max Jackson there with a stop at the 45-yard line to halt forward progress as we take another look again. The rushing game has been working. The passing game has always been a supplement to this Canton attack. And now it's being called on a lot more. Pitch outside. Bill Cherry, a fullback pitch, and he gets out of 1 and fights off Max Jackson for another 1st down.
Caught Mexico City napping. They brought the blitz right up the middle of the field, in between the tackles, which left the outside exposed. And Max Jackson, you're right, saves an even bigger gain.
He's done that twice. The last 2 plays alone. Now from the Mexico City 29-yard line. What do the Classics dial up here with 3:26 left to go in regulation? A field goal does not do it. Patterson, middle. Wow. Jackson couldn't stop Talon Steele that time. 1st and goal, Classics.
Yeah, you got to remember, they are doing all of this without Aldo De La Pris Sr. on the field. He's not coming back to bid him out of this ball game. Talon Steele stepping up. That's his, I believe, his first catch of any significant yardage today, and he couldn't come of a better time.
Just inside the 10-yard line. The last time the Classics were here, Patterson threw it to Jeffrey Daggs. Now from the gun, quick hitter outside, looking for more room. Stopped near the 6-yard line. A pickup of 4 for Rojo.
A big pickup for Rojo. 2nd down and go, but that's a great open field tackle by Mexico City. Otherwise, that's a touchdown.
Eric Itera was there. Just outside the 5-yard line. 2:42 now. Clock winding. These offenses starting to click. Play action. Patterson.
Oh, dang.
Has time. Middle. Back in the end zone. Talon Steele. Caught. Touchdown. Canton take the lead.
And that play action caught everyone off guard. Why not think they were throwing it? Because, running it, because they've been running it all game. But Talon Steele and this offense gets over the top of the defense behind them, and Mexico City could get no pass rush whatsoever generated. Perhaps a tired front 4, and Canton retakes the lead.
But have they left too much time on the clock here for the Aztecs? Yeah. 2:30 remain. And if Bartley can pull off what he did on the last drive, Mexico City might be in the driver's seat. But as the extra point is up and good, it's 10-7. As we saw throughout the first 3 quarters and a half of the 4th quarter, this Canton defense is no joke.
It is not. And Mexico City, who has had some shootouts this season, find themselves in a defensive slugfest. They're going to need the offense to generate at least 3 points in this game overtime.
Good kick. Yes, here comes Morrison on the return, trying to spin out to the outside, taken down at the 26-yard line. 2:26 to go in the game. A field goal would send it to overtime. A touchdown could win it. But you have to convert. You have to stay on schedule if you're the Aztecs. They've had trouble doing that today.
You got to stay out of 3rd and long. Have to.
6 down linemen.
And I can guarantee you the ones on the edge are blitzing.
Sipe under center. Back to pass. There's the blitz. Pass near side. Controlerless. 2nd catch of the game, and he goes positive finally.
For a moment there, I thought he was going to catch that ball and run upfield for more yardage, but great job by Jordan Sipe getting that ball out of there, because you're right, they were blitzing 6 on that particular play.
2:10 to go and ticking. Does the Aztecs get one more play off before the 2-minute warning? They will. Sipe, middle, off the hands of Bill Henry, nearly into the awaiting arms of Kanye Rockefeller. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning here in this one. Don't go anywhere. An exciting collusion awaits. Tyler Falk, Eddie Gage on the call. Corey Menner and Ramos Linenstats and Cameron Irving back in studio in producing. 1:58 to go from Estadio Matt Wilson. Aztecs down by 3. Blitz coming. Sipe over to no one. Brings up 3rd down.
Receiver got bumped off his route. I didn't get the number, but he could not gather the separation and get over to bring that ball in.
Here's that 3rd and long you were talking about, Eddie.
Yep.
It has plagued this Aztec offense all game. They're going to have to find the remedy here and now.
Cover 12.
Sipe, under pressure, has to get rid of it. Finds Bartley at midfield to move the chains for a crucial 1st down.
First time we've seen them convert on a 3rd and down situation in a long time. Look at Jason Bartley's number, 8 for 118.
Has the most receptions more than anyone, one more than anyone else in the game today. Both are career highs since season 20. Side quick hitter Bartley again, who shakes and bakes for 7 yards.
And you can tell that Mexico City was anticipating a blitz, anticipating man-to-man coverage, because they've dialed up that 90Z arrow out of pair slot all game long, probably about 9 times now.
They're about 14 yards from field goal range. With just a minute to go, Mexico City also have all 3 timeouts. Here comes Bentley on the run up the middle, a gain of 1. And no surprise there as they're trying to milk the clock and just give themselves enough time to kick that field goal.
All 3 timeouts remaining, but still outside of field goal range. Jordan Sipe has to be careful here on 3rd and 2.
Now under 40 seconds to go. 2 tight ends near side. Run again. Bentley again is stopped. 4th and 3. 30 seconds to go.
They're going to go, and they're not going to burn a timeout. Oh, this is a big play right here. I don't blame them for running the ball, knowing it's 4-down territory, but they got to move.
They got to go. 20 seconds now. That's another handoff. This time the fullback is stopped, and Canton is going to come away with the victory.
All 3 timeouts, but I don't think it's going to matter. That was some questionable decision there on 4th down. I don't mind the 3rd down run because you know it's 4th down territory, and you're hoping to catch Canton off guard. But the decision to go for it on 4th down, knowing you got 3 yards to go against this tough Canton run defense, that was questionable.
Well, we've seen the Aztec defense come up with a couple of stops. Maybe they stop them here. There's still 16 seconds. Anything can happen. We saw what happened earlier in the Arizona game. Run to the outside. Robert Johnson still on his feet. Takes 6 seconds off the clock. And finally, Aztecs call a timeout.
Yeah, it took them a long time to get him to the ground. And like you said, 6 seconds roll off that clock.
6 yards or 10 seconds away from victory. Instead, Canton's going to go ahead and take a knee. Takes 2 seconds off the clock. Aztecs will burn. Another timeout takes 4 seconds off the clock. With that amount of time, it'll all be on the return.
Yeah.
Is there a miracle in the Meadowlands moment here at Estadio Matt Wilson?
Well, first you got to establish getting off the field on 3rd down. Oh, they're going to take a knee.
They're going to take another knee, burning the Aztecs' final timeout, giving special teams one more chance. 3 seconds to go. This will be the final play. What will happen here?
We've seen a Hail Mary win a game for Chicago back in the SFL. This is a bit of a different situation since it's on special teams, but we've seen crazy things happen in this league.
Morrison back deep to return. Charles Brown to punt this one away, nearly blocked. Morrison's gonna have it all to do at the 20-yard line. He cannot! Liam cannot do it! And the Aztecs will fall to 4-2, and Canton moves to 5-1 in a brilliant game here on the road.
I called it, but potential game of the weekend, I still think it might be, depending on who you ask, but both these teams came in here, like you said, at 4-1. Only one team can come out the winner. And unfortunately for Mexico City fans, it was not them. A defensive slugfest from the time the first whistle blew, and it lived, to me, lived up to the billing.
The Aztecs handed the Classics their largest margin of defeat in franchise history in the first meeting. Here in the second one, this one's going to be long-lived in each team's memories for weeks, months, maybe even years to come. 10-7's your final score. Here from Estadio Matt Wilson. A special thanks to Corey Menner and Ramos Lim, the stats truck, and our producer, Cameron Irvine, back at SFL headquarters. For my partner, Eddie Gates, I've been Tyler Falk. Stay tuned for more SFL action. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
SFL Nation. Yo, Arizona, I love y'all, man. My mom was in town. We celebrated her birthday. I didn't get a chance to watch the game with my dogs in the locker room. But, yo, we put out the victory when all seemed lost. Shout out to Alex Constantine for bringing us home. But we got more work to do, y'all. Let's go get it.